Welcome back to Livie's Lovelies, your inspirational craft channel, and I'm your host, Fam the Fabulous. For more ideas, inspiration, swaps, and challenges, click the link in the description below to join our craft community, the Maker Exchange, on Facebook. Welcome back, all my artists, creatives, crafters, and makers. Welcome back to the Lovely Lab. All right, guys, so today it's a kind of what's on my desk type of video day. I had not recorded in about a week because I needed to just take a few minutes away to, a couple days, I should say, to restructure my mornings and get into a rhythm that could help me carry me through the day. Now, I've shared with you guys, how I lay out my planner each week and the things that I typically put in it, how I do it for the sake of scheduling for homeschool work and creativity, And so that's important. But the biggest part that I needed to reincorporate and, redefine time for was for my devotional reading and praying, because I had gotten, started off the school year, obviously well structured and planned, but did not really leave enough space and did not set up a good system to start my day off with the most important thing, which is connecting with God. And so I've shared with you before the devotional that I use each month, which is the free In Touch daily readings for devoted living. And this comes every month. It's free. You can go to In Touch Ministries and they'll send you one. Yep, In Touch Ministries. And they'll send you one if that's what you need or if that's something you're interested in. And so again, the reason why I needed to start my mornings off not creating, not trying to figure out the schedule, not cooking, not cleaning, but getting centered, getting grounded in the Word and releasing all the things to God before I get started, as well as becoming open to receive His instruction, His guidance, and His blessings. And so that has helped me tremendously, not necessarily accomplish everything on my list, but probably being more at peace with the things that I don't get accomplished and being grateful for that in which I had the strength to do, obviously because it's given from Him. So I have managed to do a couple of entries in my journal, and I just wanted to share them with you because I thought that they were really cute and they kind of took a different turn from where I had originally started. Now, my hand, y'all ain't gonna be able to read nothing over there. I'm left-handed. My handwriting slants to the left. It's always been that way, probably always will be. But nevertheless, there in the devotional, one of the scriptures said, who the Son sets free is free indeed. And I loved that, So this is actually a page out of the devotional from a month or two ago. And I keep them, I'll pull, and when I'm done with them, I'll pull what I can from out of them in terms of pictures, because, we journal, so we use everything. And then other pages I made coffee dye and uses, background pages. But nevertheless, I just took this image, gessoed the page, took this image, gessoed around it a little bit more, and I used what are they called? These Reese watercolor creams. I loved these, loved them, to get the color around here. And then I stamped free indeed with a, Memento stamp set, and then I used different butterflies that I have from my stamp, collection, whatever. And then I just put white splatters around it. But what I took from that was, again, we are slaves to a lot of things. We have been slaves to a lot of things. But when we come into Christ and we become a part of that family, He releases us from that sin. The bonds are broken, the chains are freed, and we are free in Him. So, obviously we're not free to do what we want to do because some of that is sinning, but we are free from the bonds and the binds and the penalty of sin. Okay. And so the other one that I finished so that's just one. So I've been utilizing that for my morning, getting a little bit of creativity happening. And then the other one that I did was this one, and I thought it was so cute. I love the way it came out, which doesn't really happen. I'm never really overly enthused by a journal layout. And I didn't gesso this page. This is washi that I received from Tam's Journals. And then this is just some coffee dyed paper, some stamps that I received in Happy Mail. And this little girl that I received in a swap. It's actually a ticket. And then I just used, what did I use? Because I used the Vicky Bouton crayons, I smudged that around there and smudged it in the flowers, and then I used some a stamp from this here set just to make some textures. And the devotional was about my purpose, and it was in the devotional. It was just explaining how before we were even created in the womb, God had our design and our purpose already laid out, and it's how important it is for us to connect with Him, to be guided into fulfilling that purpose. And that requires a constant connection. It's kind of like, flying an airplane. Yeah, you can go from one destination to the next, but you kind of need to check in with air control to figure out if there's, bad weather up ahead. Do we need to make any detours? Is the path still a good path? Are there any obstructions? Otherwise, there's going to be a collision up the road. So yeah, it's important to know what your purpose is, but you also need to be in constant contact with the Father to make sure that the path is clear and that you're still on the right path, because sometimes you can get turned around and end up on another path, or diverted or deviate from it. So our purpose was predestined, and it's up to us. And if you're a believer, obviously, this is the thought. This is what the Father has told us. And so I loved the way that this little girl is holding flowers, and she just is representative of me at a young age, where when I had ideas and thoughts of what I wanted to become, I believe that He placed those desires in my heart. He had given me those desires. And as I grew up and learned more of Him and understood His ways and what He had planned for me and purpose for me, I began to follow on that path. And so, that's where we're at. And so I just love the way that this layout came out. It's just half of a page. It ain't that big, y'all. But it says, before I knew what purpose was, mine was already defined by you. You created me for a greater purpose, and it will be to glorify you. And it will glorify you. It's just something simple. But I like the way how that came out. And I do hope to be able to put a couple entries in each week. I normally would write a lot, but I'm finding that that's not as therapeutic for me as actually as the entries are, as the art artistic aspect of it is. So I'll probably still do a combination. I'm not going to share everything with you because that ain't what y'all here for. Y'all here for everything else. But if you are interested in me sharing entries with you on a weekly basis, please drop it in the comments below, as I'm more than happy to share with you. I'm not putting nothing in those journals that I'm ashamed of, because my life, I live a life pretty transparent, as y'all have seen with how many times I've had to cover up my address on the video. Like, I don't mind y'all coming to my door, but with my husband. Anywho, okay, so what else is on my desk? So throughout this week, I have been working on finalizing the Victorian Women of Color journal. Okay, so I have added a little bit more move this out the way. Added a little bit more detail to the journaling cards, a little bit of clusters and stitching, a little bit of gesso. I love the way this came out, little washi stamp, graceful, and using some of the words that I have. I have a digital that I'll be uploading probably within this week, hopefully, and it'll include words of women words for women. Good Lord, was that difficult or was it just me? Anywho, okay, and so I love the way that these cards came out, because they're kind of vintage, kind of grungy, but you got a little bit of lace. And look at this little girl. Isn't she precious? Isn't she? She actually looks like my double first cousin, which is my mother and my father is, their child is me, obviously. And then my aunt, which is my mother's sister, and my father's brother have a child. And so we're first cousins twice. And literally when we were born 2 weeks apart, we looked alike. And yesterday was her birthday. So Nita, if you're watching, happy birthday. I love you and miss you. Can't wait to see you soon. So those are the journaling cards. This is a journaling card / tag / pocket. You see that right there, guys? Wasn't that clever? Was that not clever? All right, now let me just stop real quick and say, if you're new to the channel and you like what you see, feel free to go ahead and click that subscribe button so you don't miss any other crafty uploads, DIYs, journaling stuff from time to time, a little bit of devotional input, you know, sharing with you what I'm working on, and a little bit of me, you know, a little bit of me. And for those of you who are new subscribers, thanks so much for joining me. And if you're new and you've already subscribed and I haven't greeted you by name, go ahead and put a heart below in the comments, and so that I can give you a proper greeting in an upcoming video. And so here's another journaling card. I love this one. Look, doesn't she look fierce? She looks fierce and fearless. Like, hello. And she actually made the cover. Okay, so now let me show you the cover. It's not sewn on yet, but this thing was a labor of love. Now I'm gonna stitch this in, but I also have the pockets that I need to complete. Well, I already completed them. I just need to stitch them in. It's layers of goodness. So we've got the blue background with a little bit of blue trim down here, some vintage, very old book page, some stamping one along here, a little bit of lace, a little bit of trim, coffee dyed, some vintage lace back here. I've got this journal book plate. I don't have clear embossing powder, so I just used some glossy Mod Podge and coated it a few times, backed it on some cardstock. This is Artie Maze's freebie, and then I punched holes in the side and put brads in there. So that is going to go here, and this is the inside of what will be for the Victorian journal. So as you can see right here, there is a little tuck spot. This is going to be a folder once I sew the top and the bottom. This will open up and be kind of like a dashboard. You can journal right there, belly band. Now on this side will be another pocket. So you'll see that there. And then here's a pocket, little envelope that I used and trimmed right there. And on the flip side of that is a little notepad that I've slid in, and you know, they can take out and use as they want to. So I'll do a final flip through when I've sewn in the pages. I'm working on the pages over the weekend, and hope to have this completed by the middle of next week so that I can do a giveaway by the weekend and ship it out to the new owner. And so anyways, guys, thanks so much for watching. For those of you who are constantly commenting and letting me know that you see me, thank you so much. Thanks for sharing the channel, and for your inspiring words, feedback, comments, and love. You guys must know by now that I love you all, and without you we wouldn't have this channel. So anyways, guys, have a wonderful, fabulous week, and until we're back here on YouTube, guys, stay encouraged, stay blessed, stay creative, and crafting. Don't forget to wear your masks, wash your hands, check in on the neighbors and the elderly. Take care of you. If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Hit subscribe to join the crafty community, and be sure to click the bell for notifications of new uploads. Thank you so much for watching. Now stay tuned for more from Livie's Lovelies, your inspirational craft channel. Bye for now.